For the first time in 9 months since December 2022, Vancouver real estate prices have dropped. Will it continue? Well, the Bank of Canada decided to hold rates today, so that is going to minimize the decline. Where have prices dropped to? In what product type? And are we still in a seller's market or are we in a buyer's market now? How is the latest interest rate announcement to pause the interest rate hikes going to affect the fall market? Well, I'm going to cover all these questions and more in this video, bringing you the latest stats and updates from the last 30 days from the Greater Vancouver real estate market. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything that there is to know about Vancouver, BC, Richmond, BC, real estate, and the surrounding suburbs, then make sure to go down right below this video and click that subscribe button. And then right after you do that, click that bell afterwards so that you can be the first to know about what's happening and get notifications when I make these new videos about the Vancouver real estate market so you can make the best informed decisions possible. My name is Jonathan Lerner, and our real estate team here at the Vancouver Life Real Estate Group, we get calls, we get texts, we get emails every day from people just like you that are wanting to live in Vancouver and move to Vancouver, and we absolutely love it. And we'd love to chat with you about your move as well. So whether you're thinking about moving in the next 9 days or 90 days, or heck, maybe even the next 9 months, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or schedule a Zoom call with us at the link right down below this video. All right, let's dive into the big news and what's coming up. So let's jump in here. We're going to dive into the Bank of Canada's interest rate announcement first, because that's the biggest news that just came out today. And essentially the Bank of Canada decided to hold interest rates, which is fantastic news in terms of the real estate side of things. And really a big part of this comes from the GDP numbers coming in significantly weaker than what they thought. Now, if you take a look here now, the bank does not rule out further hikes despite mounting signs that the economy is slowing. So while this is good news that they have paused rates, we don't know if they are going to further increase, and really it's going to be dependent on how inflation and GDP and jobs go moving into the fall. So if things improve over the next couple of months, well, then we could see a further rate hike. Now, there's also a lot of things that are taken into account here, and one of the things that we do have to be aware of is that the impact of rate moves can take up to 18 months to be fully felt. And so we did massive amounts of rate hikes, and they, in the past year and a half. So we haven't felt the full effect of those. And we're really only just starting to see what's been happening over the last couple of months in terms of making some big changes in the economy, in terms of job losses, in terms of inflation, in terms of GDP. So we got a little bit more time to feel the effects of the rate increase that we've done. And my hope is that they continue to let this pause out and allow the economy to ride this out a little bit more and see what the effects of these interest rates are really going to be doing. And I think what Mendez from Economist with Desjardins said, it's noteworthy that policymakers at the central bank are not completely shutting the door to further rate increases, and that the recent string of weak data reinforces our call that the Bank of Canada will not be raising rates any further this cycle. So fingers crossed that that's the case, but at least that should give you a little bit more confidence in terms of things are still stable, and we should not be looking at a big increase in rates in the future anyways, because things are really starting to show signs of slowing down and starting to move in the downward direction. So that is that's what we want, to be able to move out of this. So in terms of kind of where it looks like things are going, I think we're in the right direction here. And is housing going to be affected on that? Yes, absolutely. And let's start to take a look at that. So the Real Estate Board of Greater Vancouver, the stats just got released just a few days ago. And essentially the number of sales in the region, it was 13.8% below the 10-year average. So it's still an increase from last year of August. And the big part of that, though, was that last year, August of 2022, we were in the beginning of this big rate increase, and July saw a full 1 percentage point increase in the overnight policy rate. So a lot of people were very unsure and very uncertain in terms of having stability in the market, and because there was really no certainty whatsoever. And so compared to August last year, yeah, we're up 20%, but it's not a fair comparison because we were in a very, very different time during that month of August last year compared to this year. But still, we are almost 14% below the 10-year average. Now, when we look here, the new homes newly listed for sale, we're still just over 5% below the 10-year seasonal average. And right now we still have very low inventory. So the total number of homes currently listed is just a 0.2% decrease compared to last year, but we've still had high demand. So we have not been helping our inventory situation, and we're 13.4% below the 10-year seasonal average. So again, nowhere near where we need to be able to jump into a balanced market, but there's been some changes in the market in certain product types that are really starting to feel this. So sales to active listings ratio, super important. And let's highlight it here. It's the number of sales for the number of listings that are on the MLS publicly for sale. So if you have a sales to active listings ratio of 20% or more, you're considered in a seller's market. All that equates to is selling every 2 out of 10 homes that are listed for sale. Anything more than that is considered a seller's market. It doesn't seem like that much, but that is kind of the stats that we play around with. And so the sales to active listings ratio for all property types is almost 24%. So basically definitely a seller's market, but here's the big difference. Townhomes and apartments, you're at 30% and almost 32% respectively in terms of the seller's market sales to active listings ratio. The one that is pulling this down, and if you have the capital to be able to jump in here, the biggest price changes and the biggest area where you are going to be able to capitalize in terms of negotiation is single family detached homes, as the sales to active listings ratio is only 14%. And so that is balanced market territory. Between 12% and 20% is considered a balanced market. So we're close to a buyer's market here on the near the threshold of it. So this is the area where you can get the best deal right now currently in the market if you have the capital to be able to go and invest in a single family detached property. Now, let's look at this. So the home price index is basically what the media and the headlines use as determining where the market is at in terms of whether it's very strong or very weak. And the headlines are going to pick up that this is the first month since December of last year that prices have gone in a downward direction. Now, barely, less than $2,000 overall in terms of the direction, as you can see right here. So July 2023, I'm on apartments. I'm on all property types. 1,210,700, 1,208,000. So negligible, $2,000 difference. However, it's the fact that it's the first time that we've seen this since December of last year, so in a 9-month window, and that it looks, as you can tell, things are starting to taper off and plateau here at the top, and then just starting to come down a little bit. So it looks like prices may come down slightly in the fall. Again, we have very strong demand, low inventory, and we should be getting the typical fall market inventory, at least because it seems like things are moving more towards seasonal averages. And yet time will tell. Over the next few weeks, we'll get an idea of, are we starting to fall into the normal fall market in terms of inventory coming to market? Definitely a lot of people during the summer that were holding back and not bringing their homes on sale. And so we'll see what comes, but still, we have very large demand and low supply. So I don't expect this number in terms of pricing to be able to drop significantly, especially across the board. Detached, we are obviously seeing prices come down in a greater way. And that's it, everybody. So in terms of where it looks like things are going, I think pricing for the most part, especially in townhomes and condos, is probably not going to increase, but it looks like it's probably going to at least plateau. And because there's still a very strong seller's market there, lots of demand, and it's the price point that people can still afford comparatively to a detached single family home. So it looks like we are absolutely going to be probably plateauing in terms of price for the next few months. And we'll see at the next Bank of Canada's rate announcement, which should be kind of mid to late October. And that will kind of adjust things in terms of where it looks like the remainder of the fall market and into the winter might go with the real estate market. But again, your best option in terms of the best deal that you can possibly get right now, and your more negotiation power going in, less multiple offers, will be in the detached single family sector. And yeah, that's it, everybody. If you have any questions, if you are interested in the city of Vancouver or the surrounding Vancouver, BC suburbs in terms of real estate, whether you're looking at selling or buying, and you have any questions at all, go right down below this video and you can give me a call, send me an email, send me a text, or go down and click the link below to be able to schedule a Zoom call as well. And love to be able to chat with you what your specific situation is and what makes sense for you, because it may or may not be the right time for you, but we're only going to figure that out by diving into some of those details and what your goals are for the future and being able to get out of a buy or a sell. All right, see you on the next video. Have an amazing day. We'll talk to you soon.